Hello kiddos, this is Vic from KTA. We're going to have a little match here in the Hellcat. This is not going to be a mastery game, but it does kind of exemplify some of the points that I really love about this tank. Um, you've got good mobility, decent view range, a good gun, but great camo. Your camo on this tank is awesome. And this game kind of just you utilize all of those things, and it's just a good example of what this tank is capable of. Now, the tank we're going to be going against today is going to be a Kuro Mori Mini. Now let's look at some of the stuff on this Hellcat real quick, and then we'll get into the game. You have no armor, 13 millimeters on your hull, 76 on the front of your turret at the mantlet. Everything else is garbage. You've got good mobility. You've got 65 kilometers per hour speed limit with 41.48 degrees traverse on your hull. Now your turret traverse is garbage. It's 19.44 degrees. You have to plan to move this turret. You are not going to snap this turret around anywhere unless you wreck the tank. Now your view range is 253.4 meters. We'll go into that in just a second. Rate of fire is 8.38 with 2.9 aiming time and a .317 dispersion on the 90 millimeter gun. Alright, so now let's just look back at another stat here. We've got camo loaded as specialized equipment because it gives us more camo, and this is boosting a tank that already has great camo. So the reason we're doing that is because your view range is kind of mediocre. Even with binoculars, you're hitting 266.1 meters of view range. So with binoculars, you're 266. The problem arises in, let's say, our nemesis for this game, the Kuro. His view range is 267.8. So even with binoculars, his view range is better than ours. So we go with the camo net to try to give us a little bit of a boost in camo. That gives us a better opportunity to spot them before they spot us. So that's what we're going to be trying to utilize today. So, in any event, you've seen the equipment loadout. That's the ammo loadout. Provisions. Everything to try to boost the crew. And that's our consumables. And this is the lovely camouflage as always. So we're going to go right on into the game. Now this is an older game. I just never got around to making a video of it until today. So here we go. Looking at the teams. They have 2 TDs, 3 TDs. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a KV2. And 1 medium. 2 mediums. No. So we are TD heavy. Alright. I was just saying hello to someone I'd played against a few games back. If I see you in several matches, I'll say hello, just because it's polite. And there's certain clans I'll always say hello to. Be together and kill. Affirmative, affirmative. Yes, the battle cry. Dun dun dun. You'll see me knock a tree over here in a second. That is not by mistake. You see me actually aim at the tree. If you get right where I am right now, with that tree knocked over, you have excellent camo and some decent protection for people who flank around. And I was going to use that as a fallback if they flanked. So I'm expecting mediums to come popping around there any moment. And looking at the map, I see that they cut up by the river and cut short, so they're not going to flank. But look at the mobility of the tank. Look how quickly I was able to go to a new position. I'm trying to sneak around there to get shots at the M6. That's what I want. I don't want to get shot doing it, and somebody else shoots him before I get around there. Which is actually lucky, because it looked like he was looking at me. Alright, so now, let's see if we can sneak a shot in on him. And you look at the map, and you'll see that there's a TD, a red TD, flanking around us, but he's behind the buildings. So he's no threat to me right now until he moves out of those buildings. And now he's moving around the building, so now he's a threat. Now I need to go deal with him. Remember, this is not a brawling tank. And when you're driving from one location to the other, make sure you keep some kind of obstruction between you and the Reds. What he should have done right there is backed up against that rock. Then he could have used the rock to push me off, but he didn't. We took his engine out, and now he is no longer a threat. Sweet, 3-on-3. And we had good health. Our health pool is dying pretty rapidly. There's no way I'm going to be able to save him. So we're just going to try to do as much damage to the Kuro as we can as he goes to help his SU. Now my primary threat is going to be that SU, so I'll take a hit from the Kuro to get rid of him. Now, here, I made a mistake because while I've got the extra camo net, I don't have any bushes or anything else to help with it. And I was thinking that we were just far enough away, which we were at 143 meters to the corner of that building, well within his view range. That was my mistake. I didn't pay close enough attention to the distances. And I thought he was going to try to flank on me there, and luckily I spotted him, and that made him stop his rotation. So here I'm hoping he makes a mistake and pops out, because I haven't really seen him play up to this point. But he's starting to try to side scrape off of that rock, so that makes me think that he at least knows a little bit about tactics. Seems to be a good player so far. Yeah. And if you notice that little sliver of his front end, I was hoping that he was going to show me that little bit of sliver again. And there I was trying to go through his drive wheel and just dunk the shot. He's waiting on me to pop out again. And I've got a couple of things to take into consideration here. One is our time. See, he's properly angled up, and I can't sit there and let him whittle me down. So I'm trying to figure out my different options here. I was kind of hoping he would rely on his armor and come out and show me that front drive wheel, because I'd like to track him. And try to maneuver to a new position. But you can see we're 162 meters to that rock. Now, I was hoping that would go through, but it didn't. So we're well within his view range. And it's just, there's nothing else I can do here. And just staying in that same position and continuing this is not going to be beneficial. So now that we've dropped off radar, our camo is reset, we're going to reposition. And right there is where my camo, that camo net, came in handy. He couldn't see me moving. Never spotted me. He doesn't know where I am now, but he spotted. So I know where he is. But because of my camo net, he couldn't see me moving. So now we're going to try to get a side shot on him, because he's a two-shot for me, I'm a two-shot for him. There we go. Now he's a one-shot, and I can actually rush at this point once I'm reloaded, because I can take a hit. He can't. And there you go. Really good player. That was a fun match. I like going up against people who actually know how to play instead of just trying to bum rush you. But that's kind of the... he played to the attributes of his tank. That's that side armor, the ability to side scrape, a good gun, a strong armor profile, and good mobility. He played to that. And I played to the attributes of my tank. And sometimes camo wins. Because if you can be sneaky and sneak around and they don't have a clue where you're coming from, sometimes you can negate that heavy armor. So we got a first class off of that. Top gun, or I'm sorry, a high caliber. A bunch of little badges. They're 2,212 damage, 20,719 credits with 3 destroyed. That made us 2,533 XP without premium, or 3,400 with premium. That's the team layout. We fired 14 shots, 12 of which hit, and 12 of those penetrated. That's the cool thing about this gun. It's accurate enough and powerful enough that if you hit them, if you did what you were supposed to do and you aimed at the weak spot, then you're probably going to penetrate. So, 5 enemies damaged, 3 destroyed. We got hit 3 times, all 3 penetrated. No surprises there. Here we go, looking at our damage. Didn't do a lot of module damage. But there you go. There is the Hellcat. Yep, Hellcat's actually a good tank. You just have to be careful with it. But no matter what tank you choose, find out what its attributes are. Find out what its weaknesses are. Play to the attributes and try to hide or protect yourself from the weaknesses. And no matter what you play, you'll do well in it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys. See you, bye.